all need to be accountable, and especially those holding positional authority need even more accountability, not less.
After a report revealed Spokane Valley Representative Matt Shea has ties to a group that trains men for biblical warfare, the Spokane chapter of the NAACP is calling for his removal.
Folks across the region enjoying sunshine and warm temperatures today. We may see a return of 90s this week.
Law enforcement is on high alert for copycat mass shooters in the wake of recent tragedies in El Paso, Texas and Dayton, Ohio. Just in the past 48 hours, 2 men in separate incidents were arrested on suspicion of plotting attacks. Welcome and thank you for staying up late with us. I'm Shayna Walltower. Tim is off tonight. After a beautiful weekend around the inland Northwest, we're expecting things to heat up and get a little windy, which could increase wildfire danger. Meteorologist Michelle Boss joins us now with a look at our forecast.
Yeah, the heat's going to be coming on Tuesday, the wind coming on Wednesday. But at the start of the work week, things are going to be pretty quiet and weather's going to be pretty pleasant. Taking a look at current conditions right now, we've got 74 in Spokane, quite a bit cooler up north in Deer Park and Sandpoint. Temperatures have already slipped into the 50s, mid-70s in Moses Lake, and in the 70s still in Lewiston and Omak. Here's a look at satellite and radar. We had clear skies all across the inland Northwest, actually all across the Northwest today, and it looks like we're going to put a repeat on for tomorrow with plenty of blue skies. In the next 12 hours, we're looking at clear skies as temperatures fall into the upper 50s to around 60. Sunshine to start your Monday with temperatures in the mid-70s by the 11 o'clock hour. Tomorrow's highs in the mid-80s, pretty close to average for this time of year. We'll be in the 90s on Tuesday, but it'll be a brief stint of 90-degree temperatures. Cold front coming through Wednesday. Chance of showers, getting windy, a high of 89.
Thanks so much, Michelle. Some news developing from over today. The reservation field fire is burning 26 acres in Stevens County. Crews were out for most of the afternoon to work on containing this new wildfire. The reservation field fire has burned 10 acres and at one point prompted level 1 evacuations for Reservation Road, Johnny Walker Way, South Cemetery Road, and Sanctuary Way. Those notices have now been lifted. Crews told KREM 2's Brandon Jones the fire is burning 26 acres as of around 6 p.m. and firefighters have it about 30% contained. There has been no information released about a possible cause or the type of fuel that's been burning. And the largest fire burning around the inland Northwest right now is the Williams Flats fire. As of today, it has burned 45,000 acres. It is now 85% contained. Level 1 evacuations remain in place for areas south of Four Corners and on or near the shore of Lake Roosevelt along the 9-mile Hellgate Road. Cooney Road is not under any evacuation orders, but because there is heavy fire traffic, only people living there and landowners can access the area. And a Grant County firefighter is recovering with minor injuries tonight after the truck she was driving near Royal City was involved in a crash. The sheriff's office said fellow firefighters had to pull her out of the overturned truck. She was the only passenger in the vehicle and is now recovering well at a nearby hospital. The Spokane chapter president for the NAACP doubled down on their press release calling for the expulsion of State Representative Matt Shea. This comes after a report claiming Shea has connections to an LLC in Stevens County that trains men for biblical warfare. The group is called Team Rugged. The report published by The Guardian earlier this month says Shea made videos in support of the group, including one shared by the Washington State Democratic Party. Shea was seen speaking with Team Rugged.
I believe that what we're seeing, and I know what we're standing for as the NAACP, is that that's enough. We all need to be accountable, and especially those holding positional authority need even more accountability, not less.
Spokane City Council President and Spokane mayoral candidate Ben Stuckert released a statement of his own calling for Shea to leave office. Stuckert wrote in his statement that, quote, "I agree with the NAACP and call on every person running for office in our region to denounce Matt Shea, his threats of violence and intimidation, and ask for his immediate resignation or removal from office." And video of a Lime electric bike in flames in Seattle this week is the latest in a string of battery-related safety issues affecting Lime. A Reddit user uploaded a dramatic recording of a Lime e-bike that caught on fire at the UW campus on Wednesday night. Also on Wednesday evening, a fire broke out at a Lime warehouse in the nearby Ballard neighborhood. The Seattle Fire Department says there weren't any injuries that were related to these incidents. And an Ohio man faces serious charges after police say he made online threats against a local religious community. He's being held in county jail tonight on a $250,000 bond. He's charged with threatening to shoot people at the Youngston Jewish Community Center. Police started investigating 20-year-old James Reardon on Friday afternoon after a threatening post on his social media account. That video shows him shooting what police described as a semi-automatic rifle and identifying himself as a white nationalist who would shoot members of that Jewish community.
This is a person that has declared himself as a white nationalist. And with the hate crimes and everything else going on, we wanted to make sure that we did our part to make sure that this person was taken off the streets very quickly.
The FBI Violent Crimes Task Force raided Reardon's home late Friday night. Police seized dozens of rounds of ammo, semi-automatic weapons, and bulletproof armor. They also found anti-Semitic and white nationalist propaganda. Reardon also took part in the deadly protest in Charlottesville, Virginia in 2017. And a day earlier, more than 1,000 miles away, another man was arrested in Daytona Beach, Florida. Deputies swarmed 25-year-old Tristan Wicks in a grocery store parking lot. They uncovered chilling text messages that read, "I'd like to shoot into a large crowd and kill 100 people, and I'd want to break a world record for longest confirmed kill ever." An FBI study shows 85% of active shooters brag online about their potential plan. Authorities said Wicks had a 22 caliber hunting rifle and 400 rounds of ammunition when he was arrested. Now, NASA took a big step forward in its quest to return to the moon. The agency unveiled its new headquarters for the lunar landing program in Alabama. During a tour, NASA also showed off a massive hydrogen tank. It's designed to power the rocket expected to propel humans into space and ultimately to the moon and Mars.
The Space Launch System is the world's most powerful launch vehicle ever developed and soon to fly, and it will be our backbone for the transportation system to Moon and Mars.
The first unmanned test flight is planned for next year. By 2024, the agency hopes to land back on the moon. Agency leaders say they will use what they learned on the moon for their next giant leap, and that's landing on Mars. Some experts are calling it an epidemic that's popular among teens, and now the Center for Disease Control is taking note. When we come back, we'll have more on the investigation the agency is conducting on vaping.